Hello Darts Nuts, I'm going to review a set of the new Harrows Aura. I got these from puredarts.co.uk. Costs £37.80 and you also got a few extras as well. Only ordered them I think it was yesterday, and they come today, so it's pretty fast delivery. There's a few models available in the new Aura range. There's an A1, A2, A3 in steel tip, and I think there's a couple of models in soft tip available. I've got the A2, which is 23 gram, and I think it's also available in 22 and 24 grams. For a 95% tungsten dart. I'll just read what it says on the back of the box. It says, laminar flow occurs when air moves in parallel layers without disruption. Aura 95% tungsten darts have been designed to promote smooth laminar airflow, which minimizes turbulence that influences the trajectory of the dart. Blue nitride is infused into the tungsten to produce a non-slip coating which is extremely durable whilst creating a dart of unprecedented beauty. And the box itself has got an embossed line on it, which I suppose is referring to the laminar airflow. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I say it anyway. As you can see, it comes in a slimline Harrows box, and you've got your Harrows plastic case to store them in, and the darts come with the Harrows Aura flights. I'm going to mention about the flights in a minute because there's something different about the flights. Obviously you've got your 3 barrels and your point protector and some Harrows super grip, look like medium stems. So let's have a close look at the dart now. Right, here's a close look at the Aura A2 23 gram darts. It's got quite a short silver point. It's a really nice looking dart. It's got a very sleek look to it. As you can see on the front of the barrel, it's got these notches, and that continues just before it gets to the Aura name in the middle of the barrel, and these like little holes etched into the rings at the front. I don't think all that there is all that grippy. I think this nitride coating does have some effect to the grip. It's not really slippy. I can't feel anything sort of like slipping along. It's just, it does kind of feel a little bit like non-slip, so I'm not really sure why that works, but there you go. I usually notice that kind of a feel with a golden nitride, but and you can see on the front of the barrel it's got these very finely machined grooves. There is some grip there, but it's not overly aggressive. I'd only say that's a low level of grip. Obviously at the rear of the barrel is where the most of the grip is on this particular model. There I would say that's probably a medium grip. It does feel quite nice, that grip there. So going by that, you would expect that the grip is mostly designed for a rear grip by the looks of it. But it feels nicely balanced there, so that's where I'll be gripping it at the front. It's got very fine micro style grip there. It's a bit hard to get it in focus on the camera, but it's really very fine. And these rings here seem to be coated in a darker blue. The grooves in between, I should say. Well, I'd say that's definitely a medium level grip. There you look as well, it kind of tapers a little bit there, so probably give you something to push forward on if you're a ray gripper. Then you've got your medium super grip stems, and these Harrows Aura flights now, they have a strange feel. These they don't feel like plastic, they have kind of a papery feel. It must be made of some sort of plastic, but it's a very curious feel. Like I say, it just feels like paper. But they do fit in well with the look of the dart. It's a lovely looking dart. It seems to be very finely machined. So I'll just let you have a look at that, then I'll put a detailed close-up with all the measurements on. Alright, here's the detailed close-up.
Here's the detailed look at the Harrows Aura A2 23g darts. It's quite a complicated one with lots of measurements on this one, so here we go. The point is 25mm and there's a slight taper on the nose of 4mm. Then there's a section with groove notches along the length of the front of the barrel with little round holes, and it's got thin grooves and rings, and that's about 16mm wide. And then you've got a small smooth section in the middle of 8.7mm, and then the main grip on the rear of the barrel is these deeper cut rings, slim rings. They're only 6mm wide, and then you've got a section of rings and what looks to be like reverse mini shark grip, and that's 7.5mm, and then that tapers down towards a very fine grip. I wouldn't call it micro grip, but it's very fine. It's 4.3mm, and then there's a smooth section at the rear, 4.3mm. The overall length is 50.1mm, and the widest section is on the slim rings of 6.5mm.
Okay, I'll just measure the length of the barrels now. That says 50.1516. It's just over 50.1, and the barrel itself, it looks to be widest in the middle actually. Just make sure that's right. I'll measure the front first. That says 6.18, and the middle is 6.44, so it's wider in the middle. And wait a minute, does it go a little bit wider there by the looks of it? So it's possibly widest on these rings here. So 6.55 there, and then it tapers 6.12, 6.11, and then it drops even more as it gets to the end of the barrel. So it's a bit difficult to see the shape, but it's thinner here, and then it goes wider to this point, and then it tapers again. So that section there is the widest part, and with the rings there, the deeper rings, is the very widest. Let's give the barrels away then. That one says 23.07 grams. That one is 23.05, so it's pretty close. And that one is 23.03, so quite closely matched then. And the full setup as supplied is 24.79 grams. Alright, let's check the balance point. It could be a little bit strange with it being wider in the middle. So with nothing attached, it's just a little bit front of center. So let's see what happens when you put the supplied stems and flights on. Let's see how much is drilled out. Looks about 10 or 12 millimeters, that, so it's drilled out a fair bit. Right, I'm guessing it's going to be around where that grip is at the rear. Just in front, I think. Yep. So, with this applied setup, I'd say it's just on those rings, which is where you would expect it to be if it's been designed to grip from that point. Right then, that's the look at the darts. So all we need to do now is give them a throw and see how they go. I'm just holding the dart at the front, like I said. The only thing that I kind of notice, and I don't know whether it's because it's more balanced around here, is when I release it, it kind of sort of like swings to the right a little bit, but it could be partly because of the way I release it, and it could also be a combination of the balance being there, but it does correct itself quite quick. But I get the feeling that it's probably better suited for a rear gripper. I'll give it a few throws from there in a minute, but I have a feeling that the dart is probably going to fly better from that point. I don't know where to get the hang of them. I don't have any issues with the grip at the front. It's not really very grippy there, but the blue PVD or nitride coating kind of gives you a little bit of grippiness. It's a nice feel, that coating, but obviously if you need more grip, then you need something more like this at the back. It's a lot better there, gripping it there, but as it's not really my natural grip there. But I'm going to give it a few throws from there now, just to see what happens, just to see whether the dart is better balanced. I can't really throw from that point, but I should be able to tell just how it flies through the air. Now the only thing I did notice throwing it from there was I was getting a lot of spinning, but that's probably because it's not my natural grip, but I think it's better balanced, and I'll have a few more throws. It does feel more stable through the air from there. It's just like I say, it's not my natural throw, so it's difficult for me throwing it from there. Yeah, I definitely think if you're a rear gripper, then the dart's probably going to be more stable for you. Holding it at the front there, it's not like horrible, but it could be just the way I release it. It tends to like wobble to the right a little bit, but I don't know whether it being thicker there is also exaggerating that movement a little bit. I'm just going to go back to my front grip now. One thing I've noticed is that the more you play with the dart and it gets warmed up, that blue nitride coating seems to feel more tacky in your fingers. The grip seems to enhance on it, so that's quite a nice feeling. I think there's a moth trying to review the darts. He might be able to throw them better than me. Yeah, well, that's the end of that. I don't think these quite suit my front grip. Not really sure why. Just they feel okay when I'm holding the dart. It's just when I come to throw it, the balance just seems a little bit off. But when you're throwing it from that point there, it's very nicely balanced. So I'm guessing that they're probably going to suit a rear gripper the best. I'm going to have to try the A3. I think it's the A3 that has the bulbous front. It might suit me better, because I really like the look of these darts. So quite a little bit disappointed that they don't quite suit me. I do like that PVD blue nitride coating. It does start to feel quite grippy as the darts get warm. The darts themselves are really nice quality. They're very finely machined, and they do feel a really dense dart. I know they're 95% tungsten, but it's just a shame they don't suit me really. Anyway, that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.